Hello there. What is going on, everybody? Today we are going to be looking at some Steel Rift support units from Death Ray Designs. Now, this is primarily a mech-based skirmish games where you're going to have big, heavy mechs walking around the battlefield. But mechs don't always have to do all of the fighting by themselves. They, of course, can have support units. And we're going to be looking at, some cars and tanks and helicopters and all kinds of cool stuff like that. So that's what we're going to be looking at in today's video. We're going to show you the quality of these prints. We're also going to show you some of the ways that they are modular and can be configured in multiple different designs. And big thanks to Death Ray Designs for sending these out to me to make this video possible. Very cool stuff. And if you like what you see here, I'll have a link down in the video description below where you can check out some of this very cool stuff. And I'll have some other of my similar videos that I've done for Steel Rift, so you can check out some of the mechs and the starters and a little bit more with that regard. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so first we're looking at, these are the Assault Vehicle Support Asset Box. They're basically tanks. They're tracked vehicles. You have different backing pieces that you can put on these, like I have put on this little back piece here, or that you can have them without the back piece, like so. They have a turret that you can put on them, and this is going to be straight out of the box. You're going to get 4 of these in here. And the turrets are also highly customizable. You're going to have all of these extra little kit pieces here that you can put different pieces on. All of this type of stuff will peel out of here fairly easily. You can just kind of rip them right off and put them straight on if you want to do that. And they kind of dry fit in there nice and easily. You don't even have to glue them if you don't want to, or if you want to magnetize or do all of that cool stuff, you can do that as well. So we can do that. We can glue extra turrets on to the base here, and they are going to fit in real nice, just like so. Boop. And you don't even have to glue that either. Again, if you don't want to, there's all sorts of extra little rocket launcher pieces and stuff like that. And I've done quite a few of them over here. There's little minesweeper sort of attachments you can attach to the front, and you can do all of this stuff. Now, I did not glue the turrets into the main body of the tank because I wanted them to be able to spin around a little bit. But you can magnetize that very easily if you want to, or you can just glue it in and have it static, or you can leave it loose like I did mine, because I think, at least for painting, I may want to paint all of this, paint the whole body of the turret. Because if it's, I don't want it to be paint it like this and then turn it and then see the unpainted sides kind of poking through. So there's a lot you can do. There's also other bits like these that are going to go in and kind of consume both this part and this part, just like there. And that can go onto your tank turret like that. So again, highly customizable. They're going to come with 4 bases, and you can build these out however you want and have your forces ready to go. Next up, we're going to be looking at the Corporate Vehicle Support Asset Box. Now, Corporate is one of the factions. That's kind of one of the ones that I've kind of gone with here a little bit more so than others. And we've got these larger support vehicles here, and these you're going to see these ridges in here, and these are going to be all kinds of extra bits that you can put different kind of roof attachments in, and you're going to have this whole sprue full of different attachments that you can do: rocket launchers, missile launchers, guns, anti-air guns, all kinds of cool stuff that you can put on these. And you're actually going to get 4 of them in here. Let me pull those out, and then you're going to get these smaller support guys with the little turret that goes right in there, and you can magnetize that if you want to be able to move it around or not, which is pretty groovy. Yeah. And so these are a lot smaller. I'll just give you a size comparison to see how these look next to the tanks. They're teeny tiny, right? Next to those tanks. There's a closer up look at a size comparison for some of these guys. You can see the small guys are a little on the smaller side, and these guys are a little bit bigger, but still not as big as the tanks are. And just for another comparison, this is kind of one of the bigger mechs that you can see. He's not complete. He's not completed yet. This is just kind of, he doesn't even have the head on yet. This is just the legs and the body. So this is one of the larger mechs. So you can still see the tank's still going to be pretty big compared to the mechs. We've got some of the tinier, these are ultralights mechs as well here. So you can see kind of some of the size. So this is the smaller And this is the much bigger that's still being worked on. I actually put the pelvis on backwards, so I'm gonna have to reassemble him. But this is just kind of to give you an idea of how some of this looks. All right, next up we're looking at the Attack VTOL support asset box. These are helicopters, and we're getting some cool stuff in here. We got some tokens in here, and we've got a little assembly required with these guys. We've got their little helicopter gyro pieces. We've got elevation here, and then we've got bases with a little hole in there, so we can put those in and have these guys actually fly, which is super cool. All right, so we've got our helicopter base. We have a slot for guns and the slot for our little lifters or propellers, right? So those are we're gonna glue those in right there, and then it'll end up looking sort of like this. And then we have all these different gun attachments. We've got kind of like laser guns, Gatling guns, missile launchers, you know, all kinds of cool stuff like that. And so we can peel those off, and they come off fairly easy. So you can just kind of do that, or you can take an X-Acto and cut them off, and then kind of stick those in here and have them angled downward a little bit if you want to do that. You can do the same one on each side. You can do different ones. So I'll give you an example. I took 2 Gatling guns, put those on there. So this guy's going to be heavy shooter. And then this guy's a little more versatile. I did, you know, like a rocket pod and like a laser kind of cannon or something like that. So you know, you can change things up. You can customize them however you want, whatever makes you happy. So pretty cool stuff. We're also going to look at our support vehicle asset box. This is a pretty cool box. That's got some of these heavy-duty support vehicles. And we've got a little preview rules insert. I think there's more support rules that are going to be coming out. We've got our weapon attachments in here. We've got our vehicles. We've got bases. And we've got some tokens that are going to come in here as well. And these are nice acrylic tokens as well. They have all kinds of different token options over there for the game too. You can get like kind of the basic tokens. You can get the upgraded tokens. There's a lot of token options for this game, and we're gonna just pop these open and kind of take a look at the basic of the support vehicle. We've got kind of an open top there. We can do all kinds of stuff. Look, we got a crane arm in there. We've got big heavy duty wheels and a little gun on the front, and that's gonna fit nicely on the base. And then you can do lots more with it for all of our different configurations that we want to put on there, which is very cool. The rules insert even gives you a lot of different options for different ways that you can configure this guy. And again, you might want to magnetize these so you don't like lock them in. From what I understand, it's not strictly WYSIWYG, so you know it's you're meant to, you know, be given the freedom to make your army kind of look however you really want it to look, as long as you can kind of tell the difference on what's what when you're doing your list building, then kind of, you know, but have fun with it. And next we have the heavy tank support asset box. These are going to be real big tanks, and we're going to get some infantry in here too, because I want you to see how infantry will look in this game. Now these guys are massive. They have big bases. These are for the infantry though. Infantry are going to be right there because you kind of set aside whole squads, and you can see how small they are. We're going to put them together, or maybe, well, hold on. These might actually be for the tanks. These ones are probably for the infantry. Yes, I think that makes more sense. That would make a lot more sense. Why would the infantry be bigger than the tanks? No, the tanks are bigger than the infantry. So we've got our bases there. We've got our tanks, and we've got our extra heavy weapon platform and guns and everything to put on there. Let's go ahead and put some of those together. All right, so here's our heavy tank troop. Now we get 2 of these. This is the base. I really like the triple track here on the bottom, and this is our turret. Our turret has a open end right here where you can put your different barrels in. You have all different types. You have your basic gun barrel. You have laser guns. You have Gatling guns. You have like a little sensor. If you're doing you can do sort of a missile pods on the side, which I'm going to do at least one with the missile pods on the side that are going to go in like so, which is cool. I built this one out already. I didn't put anything on the side here. I put the Gatling gun on the top. I put a big gun tube here, and then I put the minesweeper on there. Now they have pre-built configurations, but I didn't even glue that one in yet. But I'm having fun with it because there's a lot you can do with this. The infantry are also really cool. We've got lots of different infantry. There's some little jeeps that go on there too. And look how tiny these are. I've got super glue on my fingers, so my fingers are a little shiny. But yeah, you just put multiple on there, and there's a whole lot. Typically 4 on a base is good, I think. So or 2 or 3 if one of them's a Jeep. So yeah, so that's a lot of cool stuff you're getting in this box. All right, so this was just a quick look at some of the awesome support assets that are available for Steel Rift. And the coolest part about this is just the extra stuff, and it's really, really cool. We're going to see more of Steel Rift. And again, this game is primarily about mechs, so this is just the supporting things that you can do to kind of make the environment more immersive and very cool looking. Stay tuned for more. And if you like what you see here, you can head over to the link in the description below to learn more about Steel Rift and Death Ray Designs. Big thanks to Death Ray Designs for sending all this out, and we're going to be having a lot of fun testing out. We've already done a couple of little sample games and are learning the rules. It doesn't seem like it's a super heavy game, so it seems like it's a quick to play, fairly easy to learn game that you can play in a short time frame and kind of get that whole mech versus mech experience, which is a very cool way to get your wargaming done in a short amount of time. So looking forward to it. Of course, this kind of groovy stuff here is going to help expand the depth of that game as well. All right, well, I will talk to you guys later. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are out of this world and help make this whole channel possible. I will talk to you later. May the force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. So say we all. And always wash your socks.